Your body doesn't just stop when you die. Oh no, that would be too boring. Instead, it transforms into a grotesque biological puppet show. Muscles twitch, fluids leak, and goosebumps creep in. It's weird, disturbing, and totally science-backed. Number 1, the corpse grimace. If you thought dying was the final act, your facial muscles might have other plans. After death, when all the polite biological systems shut down like a Windows XP computer crashing, your body decides to throw a terrifying farewell party. One of the freakiest guests. The post-mortem facial twitch. Yep. It's possible, though rare, for facial muscles to spasm, clench, or freeze into some haunting expression. Smirk. Snarl. Or the ever-dramatic wide-eyed "I just saw my own ghost" look. This phenomenon is a delightful side effect of residual electrical activity combined with rigor mortis. As your body stiffens like it's preparing for a mannequin audition, the muscles lock into whatever position they fancy at the time. That means your poker face might end up looking more like caught red-handed stealing souls. Even weirder? Sometimes morgue workers report what looks like faint smiles or grimaces forming hours after death. It's not possession. It's just your face muscles playing one last prank before peace and decay. Basically, your nervous system is throwing a tantrum in your honor. Number 2, death gurgles. You know that moment in horror movies when someone dies and their body lets out a creepy, rattling moan? That's not just dramatic flair, it's based on a real thing called the death rattle. And it's deeply unsettling. Here's the science: when your brain stops issuing life commands, your lungs and throat don't get the memo right away. So, leftover air and fluid start to mix in your windpipe. If someone moves you, or if your diaphragm spasms, which it sometimes does, all that trapped air gets shoved out like a final ghostly exhale, often sounding like a haunted aquarium bubbling through a megaphone. The result? A chilling gurgle that sounds like your body trying to speak from the other side. Add in vocal cord relaxation, and sometimes it even resembles speech, muffled, eerie, and absolutely not what your friends signed up for. So if you ever wondered what your final mic drop sounds like, expect wet gargling and mild trauma for whoever's nearby. Number 3, the skin slide. At some point after death, usually within a day or so, your skin might begin to play its own disappearing act. We're talking about the charming process called skin slippage. Here's how it works: as your body stops circulating blood and your cells begin to say their goodbyes, the connective tissues holding your skin in place start to dissolve. Slowly, your outer layer becomes less of a reliable outfit and more of a tragic costume fail. With a gentle tug or shift, sections of your skin can literally peel off like damp wallpaper. If that wasn't creepy enough, forensic scientists sometimes find entire handprints or footprints preserved in fallen skin layers. Like your body's final business card. So, next time you complain about flaky skin from dehydration, just remember it could be worse. You could be shedding like a haunted caterpillar mid-metamorphosis. Type continue to get the next part. Con number 4, eyeball popping. You ever hear someone say, they looked like their eyes were gonna pop out? Well, sometimes, in death, they do. Not in a cartoonish, projectile way, but enough to trigger your inner scream and permanently ruin eye contact. Here's the spooky biology: after death, gases start building up inside your body like someone's inflating you from the inside with the worst kind of party balloon. The face, especially around the eyes, gets puffy. And since there's no muscle tension keeping things tucked in, those precious peepers might bulge a little or a lot. Some forensic reports describe eyeballs slightly protruding or appearing glassy and pressurized. Add to that the drying out of tissues, which can make your eyes take on a crusty, sunken, or oddly alien look. Combine these effects, and your posthumous selfie might look less like a peaceful rest and more like you're auditioning for a zombie film as the lead. So yes, your eyes might have one last dramatic performance before the curtain call. Bravo? Number 5, goosebumps from the grave. You're dead. You're cold. And yet you might still give someone goosebumps. Literally. It's called cadaveric piloerection. It happens when the muscles at the base of your hair follicles contract after death. The result? That creepy little texture you get when you're scared, cold, or listening to a murder podcast alone in the dark. Except you're not scared or listening to anything anymore. You're just a body with residual muscle twitching. This odd post-mortem party trick is thanks to the same reason rigor mortis happens: chemical changes and leftover nerve signals that trigger mini-spasms. And in some cases, it makes the tiny hairs stand up on a corpse's arms or legs. Basically, even after death, your body can still freak people out from across the room. Your nervous system, giving drama until the very end. Number 6, twitching limbs. You think you're safe once the body's still? Think again. Even after death, parts of your body might move. A leg might jerk. A hand might curl. A finger might twitch like it's trying to text the afterlife. This happens during what's called post-mortem muscle contraction. The cells in your muscles don't immediately die, they're like sleepy teenagers ignoring the wake-up call. So with a little stimulation, like movement, touch, or just internal chemical chaos, those cells might fire one last time. Add in rigor mortis doing its slow march through the body, and you've got a recipe for a random spooky motion. It's rare, but it's real enough to make medical examiners jump. So no, ghosts aren't grabbing you. It's just your own limbs doing interpretive dance from the beyond. Number 7, the dead sweat. Here's a fun little nightmare nugget: your body might still sweat after death. Not in the traditional gym day sweaty gross kind of way, but your skin can ooze fluids that look eerily similar. It's part of a lovely decomposition process called purge fluid release. Sounds like a spa treatment, right? When your internal organs start breaking down, because you're, dead, gases and liquids build up. Eventually, they push their way out, usually through the mouth, nose, or even pores. This cocktail of internal goo includes stomach juices, blood remnants, and cellular soup. Basically, your insides stage a jailbreak. The result? Dampness around the body that can trick people into thinking you've started sweating out your secrets from the afterlife. But spoiler alert, it's not a confession. It's just the natural leaking of everything that used to keep you alive. So yes, your body becomes its own juice box. Enjoy the visual. Number 8, back from the grave blinking. Believe it or not, there have been reports of corpses with twitching eyelids. Not constant blinking like they're trying to communicate in Morse code, but subtle movements that definitely do not belong in a peaceful slumber scenario. How does this happen? It's the same post-mortem twitch phenomenon caused by chemical reactions and lingering muscle irritability. If pressure is applied, or if there's movement nearby, it can trigger small spasms, including those in the eyelid area. Combine this with drying tissues and slight contractions from rigor mortis, and you might get a blink-like motion. Cue the funeral panic. Add in dim lighting and a stressed-out mourner, and you've just created the perfect setup for the body blinked. Urban legend. Basically, if your eyelids flutter post-mortem, it's just biology trolling people one last time. Number 9, coffin burps. Just when you thought your body couldn't be any more dramatic, it burps. After death, gases build up during decomposition, thanks, bacteria, and without a functioning digestive system to politely escort them out, those gases sneak up through the throat. The result? A sound that's disturbingly familiar. Yes, corpses can burp. Loudly. It's called post-mortem purge, and while it sounds like your body is releasing pent-up regrets, it's really just internal pressure forcing its way out. Combine this with the collapse of throat muscles and relaxed vocal cords, and sometimes the burp comes with a lovely growl or groan. Like your body's auditioning for a haunted house gig. Medical examiners are used to it. Funeral workers? Less so. And if you're not prepared, you might assume the dearly departed is trying to say something. Spoiler alert, they're not. So yeah, your final moments might include one last rude interruption. Call it the death burp. Elegant. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.